not going to talk about geese, okay? I changed my talk last night, okay? To tell you the truth, you know, I think we're talking about cooperation, and this is a perfect topic. You know, we do all cooperate most of the time. Not all the time. So I kind of want to get into that a little bit. You know, if we're to really evolve, and Barbara Marx Hubbard really is so key on her work with this, and she's talking about conscious evolution, and she says we really are, as a species, going to take that next step in human evolution, that we'll have to cooperate with each other all the time. You know, we can have our own ideas, but we need to come together and cooperate, and I think that's so key. To do that in community, we need to be able to do it in ourselves, right? Be able to cooperate within ourselves, within our families. So I'm gonna, you know, have each of you, as I'm speaking, think about personally what this means to you, your loved ones, you know, the people you live with, you know, the ones that you care about, how you cooperate with them. I'm going to read a quote by Stephen Kendrick from The Love Dare, and he says that the word is willing. Think of in your life, are you willing? Willingness is an attitude and spirit of cooperation that should permeate our conversations. It's like a palm tree by the ocean that endures these great winds because it knows how to gracefully bend. So during your conversations that you have with people, you know, in your lives, can you bend? Can you open? Can you cooperate and not be so fixated on your opinions, on your passions, You know, we are really have become, as a society, slaves to our opinions on what we think. And I think that is what causes a lot of our not cooperating with each other. You know, I think about that we are passionate people. You know, as Americans especially, we are passionate about our lives. You know, we're passionate about our politics. I'll tell you right here, we got different politics going on, and I've seen many a spiritual person, you know, come to blows over politics, over religion, over sports, over cars. You know, think about what it is in your life that puts you at these battles. You know, we cop these attitudes because our opinion is right. And we're good spiritual people. See, and if it's to start here, if it's to reach the world, it's got to start here. And that's why I'm kind of getting into this nitty-gritty, you know, for us to really look about our passion. Because I'm looking at myself, you know, I'm passionate about common ground, you know. So I kind of hesitated, and I didn't know if I was going to talk about this, but I think I will, since I can't talk about the geese. You did such a nice job about it. But the truth is that we all have opinions, okay? And opinions are important when they're not unkind. When they don't, I guess the topic of this talk would be, I'm doing that again. The topic of this talk would be, you know, don't let your passion make you unkind. Don't let your passion make you mean, okay? So I think, especially with religions, even our kind of thought, spiritual kind of thought that we have, it's open, we include everybody. Whatever you want to think, it's okay. It's okay, you know, as long as you're kind. As long as you're kind. So I'm thinking that, gosh, this is really hard for me to say because I don't want to, I feel like I don't want to sound like I'm a big victim here, but I'm going to talk about this anyway because it was a big lesson for me. And if it's me, it could be you, right? So this happens to everybody. So anyway, on last Sunday, we had a new person that came in. And I had heard that she was very unhappy. She was very unhappy about everything, with the message, with the person that gave the message. She came up to me and she had told me that the prayer wasn't said right, that the words were wrong that were used in the prayer, and there was all of this stuff going on. Basically, she was loud, unkind, in your face, and mean. And I was kind of shocked at first, you know. I mean, Judy was saying, oh, we're such a community, we come together, we cooperate, we love each other, you know. And to tell you the truth, it was hurtful. But
what did they say about the music?
Robert, you don't want to know, Robert. Most people like your music. Okay, so anyway, here's the deal. Here's what I'm trying to say is that so as she came up to me, and I kind of released a little bit of this in our women's class, and I kind of, you know, had to kind of take this in because I'm a bail agent. I mean, I deal with criminals. I've never had anybody everybody in your face, right, that much, that just was passionate. And it was passionate, that's what she's talking. You know, this is the way you should believe, this is the way it is. And you know, and I had time to formulate what I was going to say because it was so long. We're talking about so I thought, okay, how am I gonna handle this? You know, what am I gonna say? I'm a minister, I have to be nice, I can't say, get the heck out of here, you know? I've got to, you know, be an example here, and all these thoughts are going around in my mind, you know? And so finally, you know, it came to the end and she goes, well, you're not getting what I'm saying at all, are you? You don't agree with me. You know, and I guess what I finally said is, you know, basically what you're saying, you know, I hear you, I bless you, and this isn't a fit for you, goodbye. And that was the end of it. And she left. So what I guess I got from that, see there's several lessons here, there's all of this stuff, because I honestly believe that everything comes to us for a reason. See, it happened to me because I needed that. You understand what I'm saying? It didn't happen to Judy. It wasn't her lesson, right? It's a good thing it didn't happen to Judy. I would have found her crying in there. But anyway, it happened to me because everything comes to you. Whatever what's going on in your life, it comes to you for this reason so that you can grow from it, right? So I had to think about what's this all about. You know, and it was really perfect because that gave me something to talk about since I couldn't talk about the geese. But the truth is that I looked at her and I processed it and I prayed and I went, wow, you know, this really upset me that she was so in my face and so hurtful. And I took it personally. Okay, don't take things personally. That's the talk next month. Because it wasn't even about that. But what I found out, what I really found out is that everybody has a passion, and she was just passionate about her stuff, right? She was rude, but she was passionate. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. Is that we're all passionate. I'm passionate about common ground. I just don't go into another church and tell the minister that, you know, their religion sucks and that, you know, mine's the right way. And that's what happens. All of us do it in one way or another. Maybe we're not rude like that. Maybe we're all not, you know, in your face. There might have been other issues, so I don't mean to say, you know, really mean things. I don't want to. I want to bless her and love her, and I want her to go on and find something, you know, that she loves in her heart, that she has passion about. But I want her to learn, and I want us to know that there's something in us that is so passionate, but we have a way, there is a way to come from our God self and be able to share our opinions without hurting others. Because I think that's what we do with politics. You know, I've seen just at lunches sometimes politics, people that love each other. It's the same thing. They have their set opinion and their opinion is right. So maybe we just lighten our opinions a little bit in our families. You know, maybe my kid doesn't have to wear shoes all the time, my little granddaughter, you know, that's my opinion. You know, maybe, you know, they can eat something that I don't think they should eat. You know, in your life, what is it, you know, that you have this opinion about that maybe you can lighten up a little bit more? Because I think that's the idea of cooperation, is not to hold your opinions and your passions so tightly that you make everybody else wrong. That it's okay. It's okay to have them. We need to have opinions. We need to have passions. But not if they're hurtful. Not if they are unkind and painful to somebody else. You know? The truth is that, especially with religion, you know, it's a hard thing because everybody does have their own ideas on what, you know, they believe. You know, here, and this is what I tried to tell her, but she told me to be quiet, was that we have, everybody, you know, has different religions. Everybody thinks different. We all don't have to believe the same thing. And that's okay. Because like Dalai Lama said, that kindness is the religion. You know, just be kind. Come together, be inspired, be kind. That's what it's about. You know, it's about, and I try to explain this, and it doesn't, sometimes you can't get across, but, you know, it's a mystery. Life is a mystery. God is a mystery. You know, love is a mystery, and it can only be experienced. I believe that with all my heart, that God, the divine, you know, whatever we try to talk about here, you're never going to get at this level. You have to feel it, and when you feel it, when you really feel that, then nobody can tell you any different. You just know it. You know, you just know that. And the more love, God is love, so the more love that you feel, the more love you know, right? And the less love that you feel, the less God you know. And that's what this whole idea about is expanding ourselves, expanding this container that we have, this life of ours, you know, to include more ideas, you know, to love not only just your family, you know, we're talking about really working on expanding our love, to love our community, to love each other, to love our country, to love our world, to love our whole cosmos. You know, we're talking about the earth, is to be intimate with the flowers, you know, with everything, because I look outside now, I'm in love again. I'm in love with my backyard. Okay, I'm totally, all the flowers are in. It's the most gorgeous, beautiful place, and I sit outside and I just go, and that's where I feel the most love that I've ever felt in my life. And I see the birds and the bees, and I see the flowers, and I see the insects, I see the kids' balls out there, and I see the bats, you know, and I see all that stuff, right? And it's just life. And it opens my heart to this big, huge mystery. And I think that that's what I'm saying to you guys, is that there's a big love, you know, out there. And the more that we tap into it, the more that we let go of all of our opinions and our ideas of what this is, and I gotta figure this out, the more we start to experience. And that's when we start to cooperate, and that's when we start to love one another, and that's what's gonna change the world. That's what's gonna do it all along. So, you know, this whole talk about cooperation, I love what you said about the geese. I'm not gonna get back in that, but that's true. We are the geese, you know? And one of it said when one gets tired, it has to get to the back. Get to the back. So, the truth is that we are connected, all of us, and we do take our turns doing stuff. And I'll tell you what, the common ground could never survive without all of us, you know, I mean, I know that with all my heart, is that all we have to do is look at nature, you know, the geese, the penguins, we have to look at the plants, look at the hummingbirds that are coming now. I'm so excited they finally came, Diane. and they're taking the nectar, you know, and it just all works together. It's just this awesome relationship with nature that we have. And so I think that's our call, is to really open up our hearts and to see that. And know that, I love this quote, and I'm going to end with this one quote, and it says that we are being cradled in the rhythm of the universe. I love that, rocked and cradled, you know, and I know what that feels like. So that's my prayer. That's my prayer for each and every one of us, is that we feel passion for life, because that's what it is. Passion without an attachment, right? Just passion for life, not a passion for something that someone else has to believe. You know, that we get high on life, on ourselves, on each other, that we learn to cooperate, and that we grow our love big enough to connect and cooperate with each other. Thank you for joining me.